Great.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this wonderful session on unleashing your superhero potential. It's going to be an absolutely rocking 1.5 hours today, and we have a lot to unleash from your end. In fact, you are the ones who are going to be unleashing what your superhero potential is. So it's going to be fun. And if everybody's ready, guys, I want to see a thumbs up. And then we kick start. Come on, guys, I want to see a thumbs up. Okay, okay. Come on, I want to see the thumbs up coming in. For everybody who has joined in into this session where we will help you unleash your superhero potential. It's going to be an interactive session. There is going to be a lot of chatting. How I wished, honestly, this was a classroom session, but let's just face it, this is the new normal. Yeah, we will try and still make it as interactive as we can. And looking forward to your responses on the chat window. Okay, let's come on, come on, come on, come on, guys. Come on. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So I see some thumbs up coming in. Fantastic. Very good. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get kick-started with the session. And there we go. So who am I? Rosie Bansal. You can take a look at the screen while we have more people logging into the session. We're just going to wait for some more people to come in. You can just take a look at this. Till then, these are few of my credentials. More credentials and more details when you log into my website, which is called thesynapsisstudio.com. And there was a very interesting logic behind which we really thought of going ahead with the Synapses Studio. Because synapse is something which is like a neural connection. And we as an organization believed in the fact that let's just create, learning synapses amongst people around us. And these are new neural learning connections that we want to create. And hence the name, the learningstudio.com. Yeah. So, of course, I come with more than a decade and a half of experience in the corporate world. I've been there, done that kind of a thing. I've had my own shares of rough times, own shares of fantastic and superhero times. Yes, it did take me a little while to figure out what my superhero potential and what my superhero style was. But believe me, the moment I identified that, it became much easier for me to correlate with what really is happening around. Yeah, and accordingly, I started maneuvering around and bringing those changes to my own personality. And thankfully, today, by the grace of God, I am where I am. Yeah. So now, if we're all good to go, we can get kick-started. We just, I think, have to hang in there for some more people to come in, because some of them are trying to log in right now at the moment, and I see some people coming in. Fantastic, Very good. Can I quickly see everybody's thumbs up there coming in? Can I have people also mentioning which part of the world are they logging in from? If you're from Delhi, just write Delhi. If you're from Mumbai, just write Mumbai. That gives me a lot of perspective. Okay, so we have Deepika who's come in. We have Mr. Harjeet Singh who's come in. We've got Surya who's come in. We've got Kiran Saluja who's in. We've got Charu. We've got Julie Das who's come in. We have Raman who's come in. So we have some very interesting people already in. We just got to wait for some more people coming in. Surya, you're from Mumbai. Akshay. Hi, Akshay. Thank you for joining in. Akshay is from Mumbai. Vandana Verma. Hi Vandana, you're from Pune. Great. Vibhor is here. He's from Sydney. Charu also is from Sydney. Great. Shikha is here. Fantastic. Wow. Okay, come on. Let it just keep pouring in, guys. Fantastic. Excellent. Okay, and very quickly. So do you guys have your superhero t-shirts on? I have my Wolverine t-shirt on today. Yeah, so let's just get that feeling that, you know, yes, I am a superhero, because as Batman also says, that anybody can be a superhero. It's just that you need to realize your real potential. So I've got Usha Nair who's come in from Hyderabad. Great. Vivek Arya has come in. Julie Das, Mumbai. Fantastic. It is so nice to see everybody in. Satish is in from Navi Mumbai. Thank you, Satish, for joining in. That's so nice to have everybody in here. Okay, we've got Akshay Farde. Oh yes, I totally agree. Do you know, guys, how many superheroes are there? Any wild guesses? Do you know how many superheroes are there? There are more than 8,000 superheroes. More than 8,000 superheroes. And we're going to quickly talk about that, right? So Akshay Farde says Iron Man. Shikha says Batman. Okay. All right. So we already have, you know, these superheroes who are ready to get into the session. Fantastic. And today it'll be very exciting, because we will have you identify what is your style of leadership, right? And also during the session, we will try and see what is, which superhero really connects with, say, Vivek, which superhero connects with Satish, with Akshay, with Shikha. So we're going to see that, okay? And believe me, that's going to be very exciting. Yeah. And okay, let's see. So since we have some of you who've joined in, I think let's just get kick started with the session now. It's already 10 minutes down and we want to get started right away. Are you excited? Give me a thumbs up. Come on. Are you excited? I am very, very excited. I am super duper excited. Okay, let's take a look. What we're going to do today, what is the agenda of these 90 minutes that we are going to be talking about today? So it's going to be, what does it really mean to be a superhero? That's what we are going to see today, okay? What does it really mean to be one? What is your superhero style as we've been talking about it? Okay, let's see what else. How will you improve your superhero skills? So we're going to kind of touch upon this, yeah? Because the moment you get to know what, which superhero you resemble, you'll automatically understand, okay, so because every superhero has a flaw, you will be able to understand what flaw is it that you can kind of work upon as well, okay? And last but not least, by the end of the session, we obviously want you to feel like a superhero. Okay, let's move on now. So what we're going to start with is, welcome to Superheroville. This is an imaginary city that we are creating. Okay, this is like a virtual city. Of course, Stan Lee and Malcolm have always created those, cities and characters that are actually not in the map. Of course, Marvel is always there on the map, but Malcolm, all of his superheroes usually do not have any city name where they're from, which is actually in the map of the world. Okay, so let's just create our own superheroville here. That's what is the name of the place. Let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to write our own superhero story. Okay, and we're going to make it fast now. Let's take a look. Looking at the current situation. So now I want you all to have your chat absolutely live, and let's just exercise our fingertips really fast now. Okay, think of a superhero that the world needs right now. COVID-19 is what is the situation right now. Okay, what do you think is a superhero that the world needs right now? Come on, I need to see those skills coming up, you know, on the chat window. What skills do you think the superhero of today, your superhero, will have? What skills will your superhero have? Let's just take a look at that. And also, if you could think about a name that your superhero would have, let's just christen your superhero. What do you want to call him? Let's think about it. Let's just look at that. Come on, I want to see your chat windows open, and I want people to, I want all my listeners to suggest a name that they would give to their superhero, a superhero that they want to create. Okay, Surya says humanity. That's fantastic. Doctors, Akshita, fantastic. Yes, of course, because doctor is actually a superhero in today's date, right? All right, so Akshita says doctors, Surya says humanity. Can we have some more superhero names coming up? Come on, guys, let's just think creative now. What do you think should be the name of a superhero that you can think of in today's environment? Come on, I want to see some more options coming up. Okay. So let's have somebody from the different parts of the world coming in with different options. Let us see. Okay, a fairy with a magic wand. Wow, that sounds very interesting. Okay, positivity. Very nice. Vaccine. I think you're just bang on, Akshay. Vaccine, absolutely. Okay, common man. Haris says common man. Thank you very much. Yes, that's also Vaccine Man. Shikha, I love that name, Vaccine Man. So Shikha has just made a few alterations to the name, and she's kind of moved it from vaccine to Vaccine Man. That's interesting. Hitlers who can get everybody to listen and obey the rules. Oh, Swapna, you're just so true. That's just so right, you know. People in today's environment just don't listen. You know, they just act like educated, literate, uneducated people, you know, people who have the best of degrees in the town, but then when they're asked to stay at home, they just don't want to stay at home. They just don't want to listen. So, of course, a Hitler. Charu says Super Will. Very good. So have you like picked it up from the Soup Heroville name? But fantastic. So great. So we've got Uncle Scrooge. Abhinash, thank you. That sounds interesting. So yes, Uncle Scrooge is a very interesting character in himself. But having him as a superhero sounds very exciting to me. Let's take a look. What are the 3 things that you would need his or her help for? So I think through the names that you've mentioned, you have already mentioned a lot of this, right? That you said Vaccine Man, you said Vaccine, you said Super Will. So I think all of these names in some way are also a summation of what are the different traits that we're really looking for in our superhero in today's environment, right? What is the one USP of your superhero? Think about it. Let us see. What is Wonder Woman's USP? She doesn't lie, and she doesn't tolerate lies. Yeah. What is the USP of Flash? He runs faster than anybody else. Of course, there's competition with Superman there. Let's not get there, but you know. So what is that one USP that you're looking at that your superhero would possess? Okay, so a lot of it I think will be driven from the names that you shared, which is fantastic. Let's look at the next one. Every superhero has a flaw. What is the one flaw that Iron Man has? Can anyone give me that one flaw that Iron Man has? Anyone? What is the one flaw that Iron Man has? Very, very famous. Okay, can we let's see who's gonna come up with this. What is that one flaw? Okay. Do we think Iron Man's got no flaws? Do we really think that's the case? Sorry. So I will repeat my question. What do you think is that one flaw that Iron Man has? Oh my God! So Charu says he's too good looking. Okay. I think all of these superheroes are super good looking, Charu. You know, when you talk about, say for example, when you talk about Captain America, Chris Evans. You don't think Chris Evans is good looking? Of course he's good looking. Okay, so yes, that can be a flaw at times. That can be very distracting at times. Okay, so Haris says he's nothing without his suit. I can agree with you to an extent, but also the fact that this is what he's got. You remember? So in one of the quotes that I'm going to show you is where Iron Man actually talks about the fact that you can take away my suits, you can take away everything from me. You can take away my money, you can take away what you want. But what you can't take away from me is, I am Iron Man. That's what he says. Right? So let's see. Okay, he's too rigid. Swapna says he's very rigid. Yes, I too agree that Iron Man is rigid. His suit needs to be charged all the time. Okay, that sounds great, Akshay. So I have some very good, some very interesting superhero fans here. Priyanka says he's very witty. Guys, I'm asking for his flaws. Don't you think one of his flaws is that he's just too proud and he's just too full of himself? You know, I'm Iron Man. You know, he's just too full of himself at all times. Right? Let's see. What is your superhero's weapon? Now, this is the last question. The superhero that you've created for yourself, you know, like few of the names that you mentioned were Vaccine Man, Common Man, Vaccine, Positivity, a fairy with a magic wand, Doctors, Humanity, okay, Super Will, Uncle Scrooge. What do you think is that one weapon that your superhero owns? Like, for example, the weapon that Thor owns, of course, he has two weapons. I'll just talk about the one that is the most famous, Mjolnir. Right? Iron Man has a suit, you know, as Akshay also said, and as Haris said. Iron Man has a suit. He's practically nothing without his suit, right? But Thor's weapon is Mjolnir, his hammer. Right? So what is it? Swapna. Okay, Swapna says words for Hitler. That's a very strong one. I totally agree. You know, when so I am a very avid reader, and you know, I remember when I was reading Hitler's book Mein Kampf. At that time, also one of the key traits that really stood very strong in my mind was his words. Hitler would say it and he would mean it. So, you know, here the world definitely needs a superhero like Hitler who says it that you do something wrong, you step out of the house without that mask, you are going to be doomed, man. Right? So we need a person like him. Of course, great. Swapna says unshaken determination. Very good. Abhinash says, of course, I think you're talking about Iron Man and his flaw. Yes, he's an egoist. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you on that. Okay. All right. So now let's see. Now that we have kind of created our own world of superhero, we somewhere have a rough idea of what a superhero entails. So when I look at, of course, we have spoken about this, and two people, two names that I took some time back, two names that have actually created that dent in the world of comics, right, are of course Stanley, where we're talking about Marvel, and Malcolm, where we're talking about DC. Okay, but let's just think about this, guys. You know, when I talk about, say, for example, when I move back to say Stanley, so a lot of superheroes that we know of, you know, for example, our Indian superhero Shaktiman, he's not a Marvel superhero, he's not a DC superhero. He-Man is not a Marvel or a DC superhero, but we still have these superheroes as well. He-Man's opponent, Skeletor, right? So a lot of these are not part of the Marvel or the DC community. So there are 8,000 superheroes across, and we really look forward to movies coming out from these out on these superheroes as well. He-Man is the one that I'm not going to miss for sure. I remember as a kid, I think every day 5 to 5:30 on Doordarshan they used to show He-Man, and I used to be glued to my TV screen at that point in time. So I used to finish all my homework, everything, so that 5 o'clock I was on TV. You know, it used to be like that. So okay, so Stanley, when I look at Stanley, think about it. Now, 2009 is when Walt Disney actually acquired Marvel Entertainment, which is the parent company of Marvel Comics, and so on and so forth. But Marvel was actually started by Martin Goodman in 1939. So you can imagine how old that is. But needless to say, the Marvel era actually began in 1961 when they launched their first comic, The Fantastic Four. Of course, the movie and everything came in much later, but the Fantastic Four comic was launched in 1961 that sold 1 million copies across. Right? So that is Stanley for you. Yeah? Of course, Malcolm Nicholson. Now, the superheroes who you see here are very interesting. So we've got Superman on one side. So before I dive into Superman, let me also just kind of bring this to your notice that DC launched in 1937. But its history goes way back to 1934. Okay, so think about it. 1939 is when Marvel came into being. 1934 is when Atlas Comics, Timely Comics is what it was called then. And then DC came in 1937. Okay, now with that, yes, Abhinash, He-Man, the Masters of the Universe. And fortunately, well, my kids also love watching He-Man on YouTube, of course. And I'm just so happy because it gives me an opportunity to live my childhood days as well. So coming back to DC, the character who you see on your right hand side on the screen, Superman. First and foremost, did you ever know that the S on his chest is not something that stands for Superman? It does not. If you are a superhero fan, you would know that S for Kryptonians stands for hope. Okay, so Superman was launched by DC in 1938. 1939 on the left hand side is Batman, who was launched. Wonder Woman was launched in 1941, And apparently now, so these are all comics that we're talking about. And so think about it, we are talking about this trilogy, which is Superman 1938, Batman 1939, Wonder Woman 1941. These three is where DC actually started off. Isn't that just so interesting? And these superheroes are dated back when probably our parents were also not born. Some of our parents were. Some of our parents were also not born at that time of year. Yeah. And these two people, so now if you look at Malcolm Nicholson and if you look at Stan Lee's personalities, Malcolm Nicholson as a personality was an introvert. He didn't usually like to talk much, right? If you see his superheroes usually don't like to talk much. They're very poised and they're very, they have their own aura. So that's Malcolm. Batman doesn't talk much. He doesn't like socializing much. Of course, he has to socialize because of his current stature in Gotham City. But that's what it is. Superman doesn't like talking much. He believes in doing. Wonder Woman doesn't like talking much, believes in doing. On the other hand, when you look at Stan Lee's personality, Stan Lee is a person who's an extrovert. Whereas Malcolm was an I, an introvert, Stan Lee was an E, an extrovert. Okay? And when Stan Lee is an E, look at his superheroes. Thor loves to go jibber jabber. Of course, Iron Man, Deadpool, they all just love to go jibber jabber, and in the good way, right? So their personality has actually come out through the superheroes that they created. Yeah. Now let's see. So what is superheroism as per them? So Stan Lee says that a superhero, or rather a hero, is somebody who is concerned about other people's well-being. Yeah, he is really concerned about other people's well-being, and he will go out of his way to help people out. Okay, he will not think about himself. So Spider-Man, for that matter, when he saw that the bus carrying children was in danger, he just didn't think twice. He just kind of got his Spider-Man suit out and he just got into action. Superheroes don't wait. Bhai, mujhe koi bolega. Somebody will tell me that, you know what, there is something which is not happening right. I need your help. Okay, that doesn't happen with superheroes. Of course, needless to say, we have Nick Fury in Marvel, who acts like a project manager to the Avengers, right? So Nick Fury acts like a project manager because it is difficult to get all aces together in one room and to have everybody's egos in control, right? So that is definitely important. Okay, let's see. Even if there's no chance of a reward, they are here to save the world. Your superheroes, let's name them. Your superhero, Super Will, Uncle Scrooge, Super Hill, Common Man, Waxy Man. These superheroes are here to save the world. They are not worried about themselves. Look at the doctors today. Akshita spoke about doctors. Look at the doctors, man. Yes, there are some doctors also who are getting diagnosed as corona positive. And God be with them in terms of their recovery. But I think the fantastic job that they're doing is what all of us need to be, elated about. That's just superheroism that we're talking about. Right? Let's see. A person who helps others simply because he should, and because it must be done, and because that's the right thing to do. Okay? Captain America, in one of the movies, he clearly says that, okay, guys, I think now we need to keep our ourselves aside because we need to focus on saving the world. And that's the right thing to do. And I will do what it takes to save the world. Even if it means sacrificing things, I will do it. That's what a superhero does. Okay? So this is a very, very, true definition of superheroism. So I am going to show you a video now, okay, where we're talking about a leader. So we are connecting superheroes and leaders because they are leaders. Let's just face the truth. They are leaders, right? What you're going to see in the video is a very interesting personality, a man out there. You may not be able to hear the audio of the video because that's not really important. What you really need to hear and listen to is, what I'm going to be talking about. So let's take a look. From the dancing guy. This video is available even on YouTube. Look at this man. He's a single man, A leader needs guts to stand there and to look funny, right? He's just doing something which is very, very simple. And he does things which are very simple for people to follow. Then one person comes in. The leader embraces him, right? You see that? Now the other guy is calling his friends as well. Yeah? It takes guts to be the first follower. It really takes guts to be the first follower. And now, let's see what this entire video is going to entail. Here you have another person coming in. Now you have another person. So now it is not one person, it's not two people. Now it's three people, and three is always a crowd. Right? And there you go. One follower, two followers, three more, four more. Now you have a whole group coming in. Right? And this is the tipping point. You see that now people are not really worried and bothered about the fact that, oh God, I think I am going to look weird. That's not there. People are not thinking about the fact that they are going to be made fun of. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing at all. Right? But if a person does not join in, okay, if a person does not join in, he will be made fun of. So as a leader, it's very important to nurture your first few followers, right? Oh my God, do you see that group that's come in now? It's a lot of guys hounding in right now. Yeah? So that first follower who came in transformed that lone nut into a leader, right? Yes, so the best way to be a leader is having the guts to stand up. Have the guts to stand up out there. Even if the whole world is laughing at you, let it be. Just let it be. You believe in something, you do it. It actually reminds me of one of those scenes in Captain America where Captain America is told that you just believe in what is right and just stand tall. Even if you're standing alone, people will follow. People will really follow. You believe in what is correct. You believe in the right thing and live by it, stand by it. That's what we're talking about. Okay, Abhinash has a fun fact. Sundar Pichai too is a CEO and he can get all aces into a room. Sundar Pichai is an absolute Nick Fury. Perfect example, Abhinash. Okay, and of course an Indian wedding, and that's how we start the dance. And the first person who initiates the dance, believe me guys, being the first really needs the guts. You need the guts to be the first person to do something. Yeah, you really need that. And a lot of people don't have the guts to do it. But the person who has the guts and he dives into the ocean, you'll realize people will follow in. Just like what Abhinash is saying, just like an Indian wedding where one person starts the dance on the dance floor, everybody else follows in, right? And then eventually, what happens in our Indian weddings is that the first person who started the dance is actually lifted up in the air by the rest of the dancers. He's a hero, right? So let's take a look. What are some common traits of leaders? Now, what I want you to do is, again, let's practice exercising our fingertips. Yeah? I want you to start writing some of the common traits that leaders have. Superheroes, leaders, you take a call. I want you to start writing what are those common traits of leaders. Let's quickly take a look at what are your thoughts. And who do you think can be a superhero? Who do you think is a superhero in today's environment? So I have already had Abhinash, who has spoken about Sundar Pichai, who has the ability to hold all aces inside one room. Nick Fury, he holds all the Avengers together. He manages all of their egos together. He knows when to pull down one superhero to make him see the mirror that, you know what, you have your flaws too. So Swapna says thinking out of the box. Yes, very true. Very true. You cannot be carried away, Akshay Kumar ka ek video hai YouTube pe where on time management, where Akshay Kumar talks about this, that अगर आपको किसी चीज पे विश्वास है and if you believe it is right, just follow it, just do it, there is no need for you to wait for the world to give an okay on it. You do what you think is right. People say that Akshay Kumar is one kind of a hero. No, nobody will make that statement. Because the moment somebody makes a statement that Akshay is an action hero, and he's labeled as an action hero, he goes into his creativity, and he gets into a character which is a comic character. So he is known to create, to break these myths that people kind of create, and these walls and demarcations. Okay, Swapna says our Modi, our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, Honorable Prime Minister Modi, very true. Bold, very true. It is so important for a hero to be bold. Think about Superman when he tells a small kid that there is so much more in you. Trust me. When he makes the statement, trust me, that statement says it all. So the ones here who are listening to me, all of my listeners who have kids, or the ones who don't have kids, think about your times when you were a kid, or you can check with your parents. There are times when the kid is on the bed, you are standing a little away from the bed. You kind of, do this to the kid and you say, come, I want you to jump. Doesn't the kid jump? Something called the leap of faith, right? That boldness of taking the leap of faith is what comes in superheroes. Superheroes are bold, right? Superman doesn't think twice before raising his arm and just kind of flying up into the sky. Of course, he's now learned it, that this is a skill that he has, something that he didn't know, but then he eventually discovered it when he met his father, right? That's how he discovered it. So Swapna says, when you know you are right, to just go forward and implement your thoughts into action. Very true. If you know that you're right, even if the world is not standing with you, you stand for yourself. What's stopping you from standing for yourself? Right? Think about it. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at few of the traits of our superheroes. These are the traits that leaders possess, don't they? And across the globe. We're talking about leaders across the globe. They're very clear, they have a vision in mind. My vision is to save the world. My vision is to get the world away from this threat of coronavirus. Vaccine ban. My vision is to get the vaccine to every house possible. There was this one time when smallpox was a huge threat, and eventually it did get eradicated by the World Health Organization. Somebody created the vaccine, right? So here as well, the vision of my superhero is to get that vaccine out to everybody, not only to the needy, but to everybody out there. My superhero will take the initiative to create that vaccine. And then he's going to be accountable for it. And he is going to take that step. He's going to be courageous enough, bold enough, as Miss Julie Das said. He is going to be bold enough to take that step. And this does not come if you're not passionate. Look at Elon Musk. Okay? He owns so many companies. Few, if I have to name, Tesla Motors. You've got the Boring Company. Right? You've got SpaceX. You've got the Musk Foundation. And the list can just go on and on for Elon Musk. He has that passion. When he found that there was not a single school that could give proper schooling to his children, he built a school with not more than, I think, 30 or 60 children, if I'm correct. And those children, and even in today's date, children are scanned through to really get an entry into that school because the level of the school is totally different. So, by the way, I don't know if you guys know about this, but if you kind of Google out, Elon Musk is known to be the real world's Iron Man. He has the money. He's a philanthropist, right? And he wants to do good for the world. Okay? His dream and his vision is to get people in outer space, right? So what we're going to do now is let's take our own superhero leadership assessment. Okay, I'm just going to quickly click on this link. This link will take you to a page. Okay, this link is going to take you to a page that's going to open up like this. It says the Type Finder Personality Test. A disclaimer for everybody here. This test will take you around 8 minutes to complete. Okay, this test is going to take you 8 minutes. And I'd like everybody to please go ahead and start the assessment. If you want to really understand what is your superhero style, let's just take this quick assessment. Okay, I want you all to take this assessment quickly. It will take 8 minutes. Okay, and let's just see where all of us, which superhero do we really, are we like? Are we like Iron Man? Are we like Storm? Are we like Groot? Are we like Captain America? So as I'm speaking, I would like all of you to take this assessment. Thank you, Raman, for posting it out there as well. So guys, for everybody out here, the reference is out in the chat window. I'd like all of you to quickly log into this. It's just a normal Type Finder page, Type Finder personality assessment. All you need to do is you just need to take this assessment. It takes not more than 8 minutes. There are 10 questions on each page. Vaishali, I think you should try and do a copy paste of this of the link that Raman has posted on the chat window. Let me know if it doesn't open. Is anyone else also facing any challenge? Because this is something that is very, very interesting for you to find out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly do a copy paste of this in the chat window as well. Swapna, I've just reposted the link. Okay, so what I will ask you to type out if it doesn't open is if you could, I'm just going to kind of type it out for you there on the screen. It's TRUI.com/TEST-new. And please do not forget to prefix it with HTTPS. This is what I'd like you to open. So you're going to have around 8 minutes to do this test. And this test is what will ultimately help you figure out what is your personality type. In case you are not able to click on the link now, I would like you to copy the link here, go to Chrome on your phone or on your laptop, okay, so for some of you, if this link is not working, quick question, have you been able to log into the link now? Can I see a thumbs up on the chat window? Okay, let me also kind of quickly do it. I'm just going to do something randomly. Okay, I'm just going to do it randomly, and I'll see what is the score that kind of comes out of it. I'm just going to randomly do it so that we kind of do it together. Okay. All right. I'm just randomly clicking on it so that we're all on the same page. Okay, yes, so Swapna says not yet. could be internet issues. Guys, do let me know if the rest of you are also facing issues on this. I'm just kind of clicking my way through the pages, not reading anything right now. I'm just kind of doing it so that you and I do it together. And we're not going to take more than 8 minutes to finish this off. So there are 10 questions on every page. And you will actually get very, very interesting results at the end. If you do it diligently, you're going to get very interesting results. Okay, I'm just going to keep clicking. Also on the chat window, if you're done with the assessment, if you could quickly just give me a thumbs up if you think you like the session. That'll give me immediate real-time feedback. You could quickly just give me a thumbs up if you think the session's going good and the fact that you're enjoying it. All right, we have few more questions left and we should be done after that. I am just speeding up because I started late. So I'm moving on, and that's my last page that's come up. I'm randomly selecting my answers here. This is not going to be assessing my personality. I already have done my personality assessment. My personality assessment has already been done, so okay, I am done. I'm going to say, do you know your personality type? No, I don't know my personality type. Okay, so how many of you have reached the last page, which gives you the result? Whoever has done it, can you give me a thumbs up on the chat window? Whoever has got the final result, can you give me a thumbs up on the chat window? I would really love to see that. Remember, this is a leadership assessment on you. There is nobody who is watching you here. There's nobody watching you. Please be true to the assessment. You can take your time and think about it. Swapna, if you see my last page right now, this is the kind of report that will get generated. You will also get an option of unlocking your full report, and this will be sent to your email ID. So you can take a look at your full report as well. This is absolutely free, and that's the reason why I kind of shared it across with you guys. So this will be very, very interesting. This will give you your personality type. And then once this is done, we will look at who is like you, or you are like who, is what we are going to be looking at then. So guys, if anybody has completed the assessment, yes, I know it takes around 8 to 10 minutes if you really think diligently and then you kind of answer the questions. That's when you will get the right result, the right report, when you do it diligently. And you know, one thing that I would really like to share with all of you is that if you do this assessment today, you will get a certain result and a certain score and a certain report that goes with it. When you do this assessment a year down the line, your report is going to change. You know why? Because our personalities change. You know, few aspects of our personalities change. So I remember when I had done this assessment, say at least 6 to 7 years back. At that time, I was an I, which is an introvert. I was actually an I. Today, when I do this assessment, I'm 100% E, which is an extrovert. Okay. So Karan Chaudhary, thank you so much for joining in. There is a link that I have shared across through the Synapses Studio, which is called truity.com/test/type finder personality test. If you could take that assessment, it will be good. Only then would you be able to follow the remaining few slides that I have for you. So guys, I would really like to see a thumbs up if you've completed the assessment. I'm going to write it down as well for those who cannot hear me and are busy doing the assessment. So guys, give me a thumbs up if you have finished the assessment. Right, so how many of you have completed the assessment? I'm just going to sip in a little bit of water while we finish our assessment. Okay, we're just going to wait. Vaishali, so you completed your assessment. Vaishali, did you get one of these three reports out there? This could not be yours, right? But did you manage to get all the three for yourself? 2 would be a very, very good match and 1 would be a good match. Abhinash, thank you very much. So Vaishali and Abhinash, you have completed the assessment. Did you find it interesting? You could put it out in the chat window. You could share your inputs on the chat window while we have some more people completing the assessment and joining back. We have another half an hour to go and we should be absolutely on time. Vaishali, Abhinash, it would be great to have your thoughts. Did you enjoy doing the assessment? Did you finally see what the score was and be happy about it? Did it create some food for thought for you? What was it like? Abhinash, okay, commander, teacher, inventor. Fantastic. That's very good. And commander. So which superhero is like a commander? Let me think. Black Panther is like a commander. So Avinash, is that who you are? Think about the traits that Black Panther has got. Okay? He's a king. And he is a pure play leader. Let's face it, he's a pure play leader. So we have a leader amongst us, Avinash. Very good. Vaishali, how was yours? So teacher, commander, champion. Very good. That sounds interesting. Very interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Fantastic. Let's have some more people coming in. So how many of you have completed the assessment? Give me a thumbs up in the chat window. Don't worry. So Avinash and Vaishali were the first ones to complete it. So now if you go back to the video that I showed you, Vaishali is the one who jumped in first. Avinash is the one who jumped in after that. And now everybody else is going to finish their assessments and coming in. Vaishali says, my voice is echoing. Is it a feeling that everybody else also has? Okay, Shikha. Shikha has completed the assessment as well. Yes, my dear. What was your assessment? What was your report? That's going to be very exciting. Okay, so Vaishali, you may want to kind of check your internet or your broadband, because it seems to be okay for the rest of them. Gagan, thank you very much for completing it. So since some of you have completed, I think let's just give it another 2 minutes, and then we're going to quickly dive into what each of your personality type would mean. And believe me, this is where the real excitement's going to come in. Okay, let's see. So Shikha has completed, Avinash is completed, Vaishali is completed, Gagan has completed the assessment. So all of you have a page that's similar to this. Just to kind of quickly reiterate, there is an unlock your full report green tab at the top of your page. If you want to see the full report in detail, you can clearly click onto that. It will ask for your email ID. This is absolutely free. All that you need to do is get into that report. You will receive it in your email inbox. You can go through it. You can think about what are the traits that are your strengths. What are the traits that probably you need to focus on a little? And that is one assistance that you will get completely. And for any further assistance on this, you could reach out to me on my email ID. It's rosie@thesynapsesstudio.com. I repeat, it's rosie@thesynapsesstudio.com. You could get in touch with me, and we could take it on further from there. If there's any assistance that you need for identifying what a particular trait means and so on and so forth, we could take it offline, individually, only with you. I'd be more than glad to walk you through your entire report. I'd be more than glad to explain your entire report to you, because explanation of the report is what really matters a lot. Okay, so it's asking for $19. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, so if you kind of scroll down on the page, I don't think it showed. So this report is going to charge you $19. I'm sorry, my bad. This is not the free report. But at least with this page that you have out here, you have a basic understanding of who you are. Right? Okay. All right. So since we have quite a few of you now who are kind of working on it, Guys, so how many of you finished the report, finished and have got the report now? Anybody else? Anyone else who has got the report with them now? Let's see. How many of you? Can I see a thumbs up? Can I see a thumbs up from you if you've got the final report? So apparently, for the ones who are watching it, so yes, of course, Gagan's mentioned that to unlock the report, you got to pay $19. If you want to see the full report, so this kind of gives you a brief idea of what you are, what your personality type is. We will talk about it as well in the following slides. But if you want more details of it, please drop me an email. I will send you a separate link, and you could get the free report out from there. Okay? Does that help? Send me an email on rosie@thesynapsesstudio.com. Charu's completed the assessment as well. Fantastic. Okay, so since some of us have completed the assessment now, and I think because of paucity of time, we have only 20 minutes left now. So I'm just going to dive into the presentation back right here. So what are the 16 personality types? You will get to see all of them right here. Your personality will 100% be one of these. Okay, so we have the inspector, we have the crafter, we have the protector, the artist, the advocate, the mediator, the architect, the thinker, the persuader, the director. We've got the performer, the caregiver, the champion, the giver, the debater, and the commander. You know what, guys? The session today is only on superheroes. But when you do a Google search on the top personalities of the world who have these personality traits, these personality types, you will see where Bill Gates falls. You will see where Elon Musk falls. You will see where Rihanna falls, where Eminem falls, where Justin Bieber falls. You will see all of that as well. But today we're just going to be focusing on superheroes. Okay, because that's the real crux of the session. Let's take a look. So pick up the first assessment that you have, the first one. In this case, so I had randomly made some selections on the page. This is not my assessment. I'm just putting in a disclaimer. So ESFP, we're just going to pick that. Pick the first one. ESFP. E stands for an extroverted person. S stands for a person who is sensitive. Sorry, who believes in his senses. ESFP. F stands for somebody who has feeling, and P is perceptive. All right. So you can now look at this slide. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this slide as well. I'm just going to minimize my piece here. Here you go. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. And this will give you a fair understanding of what exactly is your personality type. Are you outwardly focused? Are you inwardly focused? Okay. How do you prefer to take in information? If you are a sensing type or if you are an intuitive type. Okay. Do you focus on the realities? Are you a very practical person? Okay. Or are you imaginative and creative? Right? Do you pay attention to concrete facts and details? What does Iron Man do? Concrete facts and details. Right? How do you prefer to make decisions? Do you think? Do you use your brain? Or are you a heart person? Are you a Captain America? Or are you probably a Nick Fury? Okay? Do you make decisions in an impersonal way using logical reasoning? So logic versus heart. How do you prefer to live your outer life? Do you think that rules and deadlines should be respected? Captain America doesn't respect rules. No matter how respected that man is, he doesn't respect rules. But yes, what he does know is that he has to lead from the front. At times, if he has to break a rule, he will do it. Okay? Iron Man, of course, he breaks all the rules possible. Okay? Are you a perceiving person? Do you prefer to leave your options open? Do you do that? Okay? Do you see rules and deadlines as something that's flexible? Yeah? Do you like to improvise and make things up as you go? Do you know Iron Man has made, I think approximately, if I'm not wrong, 16 suits by now. Every suit is improvised in his next movie and his next and his next and his next. Right? So if you've taken a screenshot of this, I'm going to move on. And this is where I'm sure all of you have been waiting. So whoever is an inspector, look at this. Are you Gordon from Gotham City? Are you Commissioner Gordon or are you Black Widow? Agent Romanoff, Natasha Romanoff. Black Widow, that's who she is. That's the inspector. Let's look at the crafters. In the previous slide, I showed you their characteristic traits. Now you should be able to connect. Now you remember when you went back to this slide here, you had 3 different personality types. So in the same way, when I come back to this slide, you will see that Romanoff is part of being a crafter as well as an inspector. And that's normal. That's absolutely normal. Right? And of course, Bruce Banner, he's the crafter. Hulk. Okay, ISFJ, he's a protector. And without second doubts, when you look at it, Captain America, if you see, he doesn't only have his shield, he also has a Mjolnir in his hand. And the Mjolnir can only be lifted by a person who's worthy of it. Right? Since all of us know our superhero stories. So this man is definitely worthy of being a protector. And of course, Superman. Right? When you see his movie, The Man of Steel, when you see that movie, when Superman was a young boy, when he was a teenager, he apparently, when his bus was traveling down to, I think a picnic or something, the bus kind of fell off the bridge and fell into a river, fell into a stream, fell into a river, without even thinking about what people would think. This man, this boy, young boy, Clark Kent, he just dove into the water and he lifted up the entire bus, bringing it back to a normal state. Of course, after that, everybody started talking about about the fact that Clark was a weird kid and he was acting weird. How could he lift up a bus and, all of that? But at the time when Clark had to act like a protector, he did. Let's see, ISFP, the artist. Flash is an artist. Michael Jackson, all of us know it. 100% is an artist. Let's look at the INFJ, the advocate. We're not talking about Shazam as a 14-year-old kid. We're talking about Shazam as Shazam. We're talking about the superhero Shazam after the 14-year-old kid says Shazam. Okay? We're talking about Groot. Alright? The INFP, oh my God, look at who we have here. These people are the mediators. Right? Captain Marvel knows how to mediate her way through things. The architect, oh my God, we've got Magneto there. Very, very strong character. Very strong character. Batman, an extremely strong character. INTP, so we have Neo from the Matrix. Okay, so for the ones who have watched Neo, who have watched the Matrix, all the 3 series, you would relate with Neo completely as a thinker. Hermione, remember? Harry Potter series, right? I would still call her a superhero because she is a character that's been created. She's not a real character. Okay, let's look at ESTP. Oh my god, we have Jack Sparrow and we have Aladdin here. The Persuaders. Jack Sparrow and Aladdin, all of us know if we've watched their movies, Pirates of the Caribbean and Aladdin as a movie itself, we know how easy it was for both of these people to find their way through. They could persuade anybody and just make their way through, right? Let's look at ESTJ. We did talk about the directors. We did talk about Nick Fury. What we also didn't talk about is Odin, Thor's father, Thor and Loki's father, Odin. Odin was a director. When you look at, so you know, when we talk about these characteristics of these superheroes today, believe me, I am very sure that you will go back and you would want to watch these few movies, you know, that are very closely associated with your personality. Believe me, when I had done it a few days back, I actually went back to watch those movies and try and relate to it. Oh my God, am I really like that? Yes, I really think I do these things. Yeah. So this is where the excitement comes in. Okay. ESFP, the performers. Oh my God, we know Deadpool, don't we? He's one of the most hilarious characters. He's one of the most renowned performers in the entire galaxy of superheroes. Spider-Man is another one. Hulk is, sorry, not Hulk. Spider-Man is one. Deadpool is one. Thor is one. Thor has been very flamboyant about his personality, and we know that, right? Thor has been very, very flamboyant. He loves to show off. Well, Iron Man also loves to show off. Let's see. So the caregivers, we have Storm here, who's a caregiver. Storm is part of the Wolverine community. Okay, and look who we have here. This man may not be a superhero as Hugh Jackman on screen. On screen, he's Wolverine. But off screen, this man is one of the greatest philanthropists who we know. Ellen DeGeneres is one. Hugh Jackman is another one. One of the greatest philanthropists who we know. All right, let's take a look at some of the others. So we have, coming up, ENFP. Oh, there we've got Charles Xavier. Right, the Mutants Academy, the owner of the founder of the Mutants Academy, Charles Xavier. He's a champ. Look who we have here, Harley Quinn. Believe me when I say this, and I am so 100% sure about this. Anybody who has ENFP as the number one, a great match there, I know you will go back and watch Harley Quinn sometime this week. I know you're going to do it, because you will start thinking about, really, Harley Quinn, me? Watch the movie. You will get the details of why. Okay, ENFJ, we've got Aquaman and we've got Wonder Woman. Of course, we know Wonder Woman, who's such a giver. ENTP, the debater. Oh my God, let's take a look at this. So we've got Iron Man. He can debate with just about anybody in the world, right? Just about anybody in the world. Okay, let's see. Who is this other person? Does anybody know who's next to the Iron Man? Let's see if we know our history lessons. He's the king of Macedonia. Do we know who this man is? Whose sculpture is this? Do we know who this is? Okay, let's see. Who's this man next to Iron Man? He's a debater. This man was known for his military skills. Can I have Hitler in this group? I think I can. This man is Alexander the great Macedonian king who practically conquered the entire world to a very large extent. And my favorite, the ENTJ, the commander, Black Panther, The Rock. Come on, guys, we know who Dwayne Johnson is, don't we? You go to YouTube and you type Dwayne Johnson or just type The Rock motivational videos. You got to see this man. He commands that respect. You see Black Panther. When you go back and you watch that movie again, see the kind of respect that Black Panther commands. Just see that. You will love it. Now at the end, I'm just going to play some quotes for you. And these are quotes by a few of these famous superheroes. We're just going to quickly take a look at these quotes. Heroes are made by the path they choose, not the powers they're graced with. Batman doesn't have any powers. Great things never come from comfort zones. Let's face it. You got to get out of that comfort zone. The best project you'll ever work on is you. Consider yourself to be a project. Be strong. You never know who you're inspiring. I wear a mask. And that is not to hide who I am, but to create what I am. Do what you can, where you are, with what you have. 3 very important things of survival. And you think life takes more than it gives, but not today. Today it's giving us. Here you go, my favorite quote. I am Iron Man. Why do we fall? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up. Sometimes you got to run before you can walk. This is so important. All my weight loss people out there, if you're going to get into weight loss, you got to run first and lose that weight first, and only after that can you actually start walking to maintain it. So where do you really fit in? Think about that. Very, very, very important and very interesting quotes that we've just seen out there on the screen. You can take away everything from me. What you can't take away from me is my brain. Why? Because I will make complete use of where I am, what are the things that I have, who all are around me, whose help can I take. I will make ultimate use, optimum utilization of every resource that I have to build myself. Yeah? So, we've already seen what's the name of your superhero. We've also seen what is it that you would want your superhero to be. What is it that you would want your superhero to do for the world? I want you to write on the chatbot what is that, those 1 or 2 or 3 learnings that you've taken back from today. I want you to do that. Take any 1 or 2 or 3 learnings that you've taken from today's session. And do let me know if you enjoyed the session. Did you have fun? Did you find it interesting? Did I really live up to the expectation of the session that it's going to be interesting and it's going to be great? If you think it was great, give me a thumbs up. Kanupriya, thank you so much. Thank you. So what I'd really like you to do now is just write 1 or 2 or 3 learnings that you're taking back from today. Believe me, you cannot take more than 3 learnings in any session. Even if the session is an 8-hour session, you cannot take more than 3 learnings. because you cannot implement more than 1 or 2 or 3 things. Even if you take back one thing from today, it could be making optimum utilization of everything around me, and stop cribbing about the fact that I don't have this, I don't have that, ऐसे नहीं हो रहा है, वैसे नहीं हो रहा है, मैं क्या करूं, oh my god, मैं कैसे करूंगी, I really don't know. Doesn't work. If you think you can take back one thing, take one thing, I'm okay with it. But try and practice that one thing at least for 1 month. When you practice it at least for a month, you'll realize it will become a habit. I have gone way past the 14-day thing and the 21-day thing, but I believe in doing something for a month. You do it for a month and you will see, you will be able to make a difference in your lives. So please do let me know if there is some learning that you've taken back from today. If you're a little uncomfortable putting it out on the chat screen there, I'm absolutely okay with that as well. Keep it to yourself, because what you need to do is you need to work on that skill of yours. Right? Do that. There are times when you have to wear a mask. Wear it. You remember we usually say this, that fake it till you make it. There are times when you have to pretend to be someone till the time you become that someone that you really aspire to become. Carol says, great job, Rosie. Thank you so much, Carol. Vaishali, thank you very much for your time today. Everybody here, I really appreciate the time that you've taken out these 90 minutes. I hope I have really been able to make these 90 minutes lucrative, productive, constructive for you, because managing time, everybody's time is very critical. You just have 86,400 seconds in a day of 24 hours. Every second is critical. So I hope I've been able to live up to every second that you spent in this session today. Avinash, one learning for sure is to step back and introspect about myself and bounce back. Yes, you fall. Why? So that you can bounce back. And that's where your real superhero strength lies, Avinash. Fantastic. Gaurang, thank you so much. And last but not least, thank you very much. That's all that I'd like to say. Thank you very much. You can continue putting your details on your chat window if you want to go ahead with sharing some more of your learnings. We're absolutely open to that. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm just going to log off the session now, and this session will be available for everybody on the Synapses Studio web page as well, on the Facebook page as well. I would like you to please go to the Instagram page, the Synapses Studio. If you think that we're doing a great job, please go and like and follow and share it with as many people around as you possibly can. Let's try and inspire as many people as we can. I would love it. It would be a thank you message for me if you like and subscribe and follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, and if you like and follow and share our page on Facebook as well. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate the time that you spent with us. Good night. Cheers.